And today we're talking to Jack Wolf, and if you happen to forget his name, it's no problem. Just look at his fingers. He's had his name tattooed right here on his knuckles. Let's not be a macho man here. Did it really hurt or not?
It hurts more like closer to the knuckles and the bones. Yeah, but all tattoos hurt.
Yeah. Did you get your name tattooed on your fingers so you wouldn't forget your name?
I get that every day, actually. I got my name tattooed on my fingers because it's free publicity, you know. Anytime I get a video shot or anybody sees me out in the street, I don't have to say, hey, my name's Jack Wolf. They just know it's on my hands.
It's a name badge.
And if anybody ever forgets, it's just shake my hand or something, you know.
So I'd assume you have other tattoos.
Yeah, I got a lot of tattoos. In fact, one thing I want to do is be a tattoo model. And
well, there's a lot of things that you want to do.
Yeah, one of the things I want to do is become a huge music star, which is what my dream and passion is. I try to do that every day.
Well, I think you're definitely on your way.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. You know, life is like a roller coaster. You hop on, there's some twists and turns, there's some ups and downs. I'd say you're climbing right now. Would you say that's where you are?
Yeah, absolutely. Every day is just one step closer to getting to where I want to be. Whether it's going out and playing all these open mics and all these gigs and weddings and bars and parties and everything. Music has been my life. I rode a bicycle from Charleston, South Carolina down to New Orleans, and it was 1,300 miles. In every town that I got to, I found either a bar or I found some sort of party, or I found some sort of gig that I could do to get my music out there and meet people.
We're talking about humble beginnings. That's why I brought Jack in today, because talk about humble beginnings. You've been there, you've done that. What's probably the most unusual place you've had to spend the night?
Well, I've slept in a lot of different parks. And, you know, sometimes, let's see, I slept on the beach in Charleston, South Carolina one night, and the cops woke me up.
Was that by choice?
Well, I didn't really have any money. I didn't have anywhere to go, so I just figured, you know, nobody would mind if I slept on the beach. Well, somebody minded. The cops ended up waking me up. It wasn't no big deal because I wasn't doing anything wrong. I just, you know, needed to go sleep somewhere.
Well, a lot of musicians have the same story, you know. Most musicians don't come out of the womb and immediately take the stage in front of 20,000 people. It's a journey.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a lot of work and sacrifice, and I can't tell you how much I've been through in just a few minutes. It would take a long time to tell you. I've had a lot of struggles. I've slept in my car countless times. I'm currently sleeping in my car, you know, just because, you know, I'm about to hit the road again, go up to Delaware and play some shows up there. And
so tell us about the bandana. Is there a correlation between the bandana and your car?
The reason I wear this bandana is because the street lights will shine into my windows at night, and it's hard to get any shut-eye with those big orange lights in your eyes. And it gives me this country look, I know. I mean, I love all forms of music, country included. Yeah. But, you know, it's just a part of who I am, this bandana, all the things that I have. This vest was my grandfather's, and I try to dress, you know, I dress for success. I want to dress so that people see me, they know what I'm about, you know.
Well, we need to get you a new pair of boots. You were showing me the soles of your boots.
Yeah, these boots, I've walked all over New Orleans. I lived in New Orleans for 3 weeks, sleeping on people's couches and floors, and sometimes in parks and benches and things like that. And, you know, money's hard to come by, you know.
Well, you talk to a lot of artists, they're going to have a similar story. Maybe they haven't had to sleep in their vehicle or on a beach somewhere, but most artists have got some kind of a story of a humble beginning, so that's why we wanted to chat with you about that. Now, I'm a huge fan of this Howl at the Moon song that you came out. You got a lot of great stuff, but the Howl at the Moon song really stands out. And any song that's got an ah-ooh-ooh in it somewhere usually becomes a hit.
It's definitely a hook. People remember that. It's not like you have to learn a whole phrase of words or anything like that. Anybody can just, you know, howl or anything like that. It's nothing you have to teach.
Think about Warren Zevon's Werewolves of London.
Yeah.
And really, Brooks and Dunn play some country. You know? That's an ah-ooh, play some country song.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So tell us about this Howl at the Moon song, and then we're going to have you play a little bit of it.
Okay. Well, I wrote this moon about one of my great loves, and we just wanted to write something that was, you know, easy to remember, kind of catchy, and, you know, it sticks with you. And, you know, my last name being Wolf, and just writing a song about howling at the moon, you know, it's real special to us.
Yeah. Well, let's hear it. We're going to set you up right over here. In fact, I think we need a prop for you too, Jack, with that long hair. I mean, let's just pretend that you're on stage in front of 10 or 20,000 people, and when you are, you're going to have one of these because you have long hair, and the women love to see an artist that's hair is blowing in the wind. So let's get this fan going on here. All right, let's just pretend. All right, now I want you to play this song that I'm a huge fan of. Howl at the Moon, ladies and gentlemen, Jack Wolf.
I got an appetite, it's gonna give me soon, and when the feeling's right, I'm gonna howl at the moon, I howl at the moon. Ooh, howl at the moon.
Find him on Facebook, MySpace, where are you?
Facebook, MySpace, scarecrowsongwriter.com, Latitude 35. I'm going to be hosting a show called Mike and Jack on the Rocks.
Very cool. All right, look for him. He's out and about. He could be the next big star. We're going to be chatting with Stephen Hunley. He's actually Con Hunley's nephew. That's coming up. We're here with Stephen Hunley, and you say the word Hunley. You say that name around East Tennessee or in this state. People kind of, Hunley? Wait a minute. You do kind of look like Con. Do you get that something?
Well, yeah, I get that a lot, and a lot of people think that I'm actually Con's son, but
yeah.
Which you never know. The 70s and 80s were wild times, so
You never know.
I might be. Mom might have some explaining to do. So,
What is a Con doing nowadays? This is not an interview about Con Hunley. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just kind of curious. I hadn't seen him around in a while.
man, he's doing great. Still singing better than ever.
Yeah.
You know, if you talk to people in the country music world, they'll tell you that he is a true singer. And probably one of the greatest, if not the greatest, country vocalist, I think. You know, now obviously I'm family, but to ever perform in that genre.
Yeah.
But he's just cut some new stuff, and we're looking to release it on. It's called Lost and Found. So it's a collection of some songs he cut back in his MCA and Capitol recording days. Mm-hmm. So he's getting ready to release that and staying busy. So
Well, tell him we said hello.
Absolutely.
The guy had like how many top 20 hits?
Oh man, he had like at least 15 or 20. You know, he never had that number one.
Right.
But he had a bunch of top 20 hits and had a lot of success, you know, in the 80s, so early to mid 80s. So.
Well, you definitely got the genes, Stephen. I've been listening to your stuff here for the last couple of years. I think it's really dynamite. And we're talking about humble beginnings. We're talking about the struggle that country music singers have to go through to get where they want to be.
Singer, yeah, for sure.
Well, any singer.
Any artist in general, you know. I mean,
it's not easy. And that's why a lot of people don't do it.
No, and they don't do it for a living per se. And I think, you know, looking back on it, I mean, it was probably meant as a form of expression, you know, music. Yeah. But I think it's great now that today people can do it for a living. But the struggle itself, yes, it's if you're somebody that doesn't. If you're starting from the bottom and working your way up, it is definitely an uphill climb. But if you love something, you know, and you enjoy it, it doesn't seem like work. So,
Well, tell me about some of the odd jobs that you've had along the way. I know you're on stage a lot around East Tennessee, and you're around stage really all over the place. But I know you've had to pick up a job or two along the way that maybe you didn't necessarily like, but you did it anyway to get you to the next gig.
Well, one as far as like music gigs, music jobs I've done. There was a place we played up in Johnson City back in college, and it was up at East Tennessee State University. It was a place called Shakers, and the guy there was great. But there were several nights where people got their tires slashed, and it was one of those bars. I think one guy got shanked one night. So it played in some ratty places. But as far as just jobs and stuff, man, my dad has a family business, and I've just kind of worked for him since I was 13, 14, you know, so I don't guess technically I've ever had a real job, but I mean, you know, I work hard for him, but
one of my oddest jobs was a raccoon. I was a mascot for a radio station.
Yes. Yeah, I remember.
And I used to dance on the side of the roads.
Sweaty to me.
It was really sweaty. I was in Birmingham, Alabama. I was standing out there on black concrete, you know, trying to sell used cars. That's what I did as a kid, and that lasted a couple of summers. I caused a few traffic accidents, and they made me get out of the suit and get in the studio.
Sounds like jock itch to me. Jock itch and sweatiness, so I would steer clear of them.
Man, I'm telling you, I love this CD, Wait and See. We've burned a couple of songs on the radio station.
Yeah.
This Country Boy song, I think, could be a real big hit for you.
I think so too. I mean, it's kind of got, it's not a straight ahead country feel. It's kind of got a second line feel to it, almost a New Orleans kind of feel to it. But I think it's, who knows? Maybe we'll get out there and find a good radio promoter to push it for us, and I think it could have some success in the country market for
Now,
sure.
what kind of music really is it that you play? It's not really country. It's not rock and roll. It's not jazz. It's not blues. It's not R&B.
It's all that kind of meshed into one, And my earliest influence was probably, other than my family, was probably Otis Redding. So, and not necessarily from a lyrical standpoint, more of the way he sang a song. Mm-hmm. And the way he sang a song always kind of moved me, and it almost moved my spirit, And I can remember being 7, 8 years old, riding with my dad in the car, and he had a greatest hits CD, Otis Redding Greatest Hits CD, and it was the song that came on was "These Arms Are Mine," and it was like, oh my gosh. And that was, a lot of people know that song from Dirty Dancing, which that's not where I heard it first. So I wasn't, oh my gosh, I fell in love with Otis Redding and watching Dirty Dancing. Yeah. But I kind of fell in love with just soul music. Just you could just tell that guy was like, he'd probably really experienced that and felt that. And so I was always drawn to music like that, where you could really feel and understand what people were trying to express. So. Yeah.
Well, let's hear a little bit of it right now from Wait and See. I guess you're all over the internet like everybody else.
It's slapped up everywhere. There's all kinds of sites. It's on places I don't even know about. It's like, hey, I saw somebody will call me and say, I saw your music on such and such. And I was like, what is that? Like, well, I don't know. It's just some site I get music from. So it's everywhere. There's new music sites popping up all the time.
Okay, so music sites.
Yeah.
I just wanted to clarify. I don't know what you were talking about.
We're not on any low budget.
Well, you said you didn't know what you were on. All right, so look for Stephen Hunley. Just Google Stephen Hunley. You don't know what you're going to find. Let's do Country Boy here real quick and give the people a little taste of what Stephen Hunley's all about. Find it. It's all over the place. This guy is going to be all over the place down the road. Stephen Hunley.
We'll keep our fingers crossed. I'm a southern boy. Southern bones, deep fried and baptized in gospel and soul. I love rhythm, rhyme, harmony, a good old fine and a melody, no doubt. I'm a country boy, babe. Oh, so fellas, clap your hands, stomp your feet, get lost in the rhythm, feel that beat. From California to Tennessee.
His Taylor guitar, Stephen Hunley. Thank you guys for watching. Coming up tomorrow, Taylor Swift. Next week, it's Lady Antebellum. My name is Jack Ryan. We'll see you next time.